Hey, my beauties. Now, before I get into the intro, y'all see these? So then you know what time it is. I'm just going to jump to it. You guys, this is another edition of the Sitletto Academy. But, to my returning beauties, thank you so much for your continued support. Now, to my new beauties, you want to like, what is going on? What is it? Thank you so much for stopping by, whatever brought you to my channel and all this craziness. And welcome to the Beautihood. Now, I do ask that you join us, and to do so is 3 simple steps. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell, hit all so you always know when your girl is posting. I ask that all beauties watching, please watch this video and any of my videos in its entirety, and then and only then, if you like what you saw, give your girl a thumbs up, because over here in the Beautihood, we like to earn likes, not ask for them. And in the comments, sound off with your love, constructive criticism, ask me questions, recommendations, all of that good stuff, because that's where you and I connect on a more and more personal basis. With that being said, what is the Sitletto Academy? If this is your first time watching, this is where your girl wants to break down all things makeup and beauty as much as she possibly can, with the knowledge that I've amassed over the decade plus that I've been doing makeup and really stepping into the beauty industry. So with that being said, grab your notebooks, grab your pencil, and get ready, because class is in session. Okay, my beauty, this is class 4. Before we continue, I hope that you went and watched the other classes, because I don't want you to miss anything, because there is a midterm coming and then you have your final. So I hope that you are up on the other 3 classes. If not, once you didn't finish watching this video, go ahead and get over there and under the series, watch the other 3 so that you can be caught up. With that being said, the topic that we're going to be discussing, first, this class is going to be Set and Slay. And the topic that we're going to be discussing in this class is primers, powders, and sprays. Okay, so my beauties, when slaying, how you start and in your application will change the way each product looks, as well as how they last. That is very, very important. So as I was saying, my beauties, you don't have to have primer. I've seen a lot of people that don't use it and makeup still be flawless, you know. However, that is when you have a really, really solid skincare routine. That can aid, and they are now, with technology advancement, they're making a lot of dual purpose products, so that is skincare that can work as well as a primer, which we're going to get into. So with that being said, let's get into the types of primers. So the first types of primers there are is illuminating primers, and this adds radiance to the skin. This is perfect for a lit within look. So when you have those, so as I was saying, my beauties, you don't have to have primer. I've seen a lot of people that don't use it and makeup still be flawless, you know. However, that is when you have a really, really solid skincare routine. That can aid, and they are now, with technology advancement, they're making a lot of dual purpose products, so that is skincare that can work as well as a primer, which we're going to get into. So with that being said, let's get into the types of primers. So the first types of primers there are is illuminating primers, and this adds radiance to the skin. This is perfect for a lit within look. So when you have those, it kind of gives you almost like a glow. That is what the illuminating primers are. Then you have a mattifying primers, which is your girl's tea, and these primers help pretty much mattify the skin and the appearance of the face, reduces the appearance of oils and your large pores, as well as shine. These are really beneficial for my beauties out there with oily and combo skin. Your girl here, she has combo skin, which is more so oily, which is why I love me a mattifying primer. Then the next set of types of primers. Girl, get your English together, headmistress. You have hydrating primers, which is pretty much what it says. These add moisture to the skin that contains a lot of hydrating ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or aloe vera, right? The best for all, but not limited to dry or dehydrated skin. These you can use for any skin type. Honestly, you can use all of these. Now, I will say when it comes to the mattifying ones, if you're dry skin, I wouldn't recommend it, because the purpose of matte is to pretty much dry the skin in a sense, or suck up those oils and prevent them as much as possible. So if you're dry, I wouldn't recommend it. But as far as the other ones, everybody can use them. Then you have your silicone-based primers, and these even out skin texture due to pore-filling ingredients. These are usually mattifying, which are nice. Now we're going to get into powders. Powders is a makeup essential that can do a variety of things, such as set foundation, set concealer, control shine, provide a flawless finish. It comes in so many forms as well as formulation, each purposed to cater to a specific skin type as well as makeup need. Again, a lot of times, all makeup, I'm just going to say this as just a disclaimer, you can multi-purpose a lot of this stuff. But I just want to give you the kind of like the ground rules, and then once you know them, you can start to test the waters and figure out how you want to use stuff, because a powder might be purpose for this, but you can also use it for this. And so I just want to be very clear. That's just with makeup in general. Now let's get into the types of powders. You have your loose powders, and this is fine. Usually the texture of it is like very finely milled as well as lightweight. This is great for setting makeup, reducing shine, and providing a more natural look to the skin or finish to the skin. You have pressed powders. Pressed powders are usually a compact or solidified powder. This is great for touch-ups. This is gonna give you more coverage than a loose powder, right? Then you have your translucent powders, and this is a very sheer colorless powder. It sets makeup without altering the color or changing the color, and it controls oil as well as shine. Then you have the tinted powders. It has usually a slight hint of a color, and they provide a light coverage and evens out skin tone, which is nice. Then you have minerals, which are pretty much more natural or made with natural ingredients, such as minerals, and these are usually mostly free of chemicals. And they're good for sensitive skin. So my sensitive beauties out there, the mineral powder is really good for you. It's catered to you. And it provides a natural but healthy glow. Then you have your HD or high definition powders. And these are ultra fine powders for high definition filming. Such as content creation, like if you're going to hit a red carpet, all of that good stuff, where you're going to be under like beaming lights, you really want that coverage. And the purpose of these is going to blur imperfection, lines, and pores. The next powder you have is finishing powder, and this is applied after setting powders for a flawless finish. I love these powders, by the way. Smooths texture, blurs, appearance of lines, and large pores. Who does not want their pores to be, pretty much non-existent? Because I do. I hate when you can see them. Then you have your setting powders. Setting powders are specifically designed to set foundation and concealer. And it locks in, like most things, it locks your makeup in place. So the foundation will be locked in place, the concealer will be locked in place, as well as controls oils and shine. And those are your powders. Now we're going to get into sprays. So this is a big take. We have a lot of sprays, and the biggest thing is I was trying to figure out a way to break sprays down, because for me, it took me a long time to grasp it. I'm still doing more research to better understand sprays and their purposes and how to use them, right? So what are sprays when it comes to makeup? Sprays are used to help lock your makeup in place, prevent moving and fading, creasing, and smudging. They are essential in makeup because they help your makeup with longevity and lasting throughout the entire day or however long you wear your makeup. They can add a dewy or matte finish depending on whatever formula you want or whatever type of look you want to go for that day. Some days for me, I want to be looking a little matte, a little dry, not dry, but matte, to be more smooth so that these oils can just mind their business as much as possible. Then there's some days I want to look dewy and radiant, and so I will set my face according to, and hydrating as well. So types of sprays. You have setting sprays. So the setting sprays is set your makeup by melting and smoothing out the powders, by getting rid of the cakey look from powder. These are usually water-based. So I will say this, setting sprays are really not for locking in the makeup. They are just like what they said. So the way that I use my setting sprays is as I'm doing, even though it says here for powders, I also like to set my face as I do the steps of my makeup. So for example, if you ever see you can go to like my base routine and you'll see there, but for purposes, when I'm done with, because I prefer to underpaint. Again, if you don't know what that is, go to the classes. In the class specifically all about that base, I talk about that. But I like to underpaint. And that is just applying my concealer, bronzer, blush, and all of that stuff. After I'm done with that process, I like to set. And then from there, I like to blend in the setting spray into the products. And then for me, I just love how it just makes everything cohesive. And then once I'm done with that, spray again. And then as different parts of the face, I set as I go along, and then I do powders. And then go into the next phase, right? Then the next type of sprays you have, which is your fixing sprays. These are meant to lock in your makeup, all makeup, and are purpose for long-lasting wear, and they're usually alcohol-based. And here are some examples of those. Now, I will say these give kind of like an aerosol-y type of feel to them, and so the best way you can kind of tell which is which, this is the way I found it. Setting sprays are usually lighter. They have more of a refreshing kind of mist smell to them, versus fixing sprays, which can be, usually you have to hold your breath when you spray them, and they feel a little more powdery, whereas setting sprays feel a little bit more watery, and what is it called? Fixing sprays feel very powdery, air-like. That makes sense. So that is that. Now, let's see, homework for this class. The homework is I want you to go out and I want you, especially if you're serious about makeup, go get yourself, if you don't have it, the different type of powders and sprays that I mentioned here before, and use them in the way that they're purpose, but I also want you to use them and come up with a routine for yourself and mix it up, because I do believe when you know the rules, you have flexibility to bend and break them. You feel me? Okay. With that being said, okay, my beauties, class has been adjourned. You did wonderful today. As always, remember, take what you learned here today and go out there, my beauties, and what? Slay, slay, slay. Until the next class, remember, always remember, true beauty is limitless. Stay beautiful and be kind. Bye, y'all.
I think we gotta tell the truth. You and me don't need this attitude. I can tell you're ready for love. I don't really know what that means.